It's fine. Oh, you got it. You got it already. You beat me to it. Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Global Business Social. My name is Patty Whiteeye, and we're super excited that you're here because we have a really, really special guest tonight. I am here working with, I don't know if Brittany's on or not, and Robin Brown is helping me out as she does every Sunday. I really appreciate that. If you are a guest, we would like you to put your first and your last name into the chat. If you look at the bottom of your screen on your computer, you'll notice that if you roll your cursor over, you'll see a little spot that says chat, and you can put your name in there. And if you're on your phone, it's the same thing, just touch your screen and you can see where the chat is. So we need first and last name for guests, and that means non-market partners. I'm really, really excited to bring this guest to you guys tonight. So I had the opportunity to speak with Tara yesterday, and was it yesterday? It feels like so long ago. This weekend has gone, it's been a busy weekend. Tara Merrill is with us, and she is an Associate Executive Director with Monat. She is a top 10 income earner in Canada for the last 3 years. She's a mom, a wife. She's got 6 children and 16 grandkids, you guys. And she's a photographer. And I'm so, so excited. She's going to share her story. Absolutely inspiring. And I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you take it away. You're muted.
Okay, how's that? Can you hear me? Okay, good, good. Well, hey, everybody. Thank you so much. I am honored and happy to be with you guys. Thanks for having me. So a couple of disclaimers before I start. Guys, I have ADHD really bad. I probably should be medicated for it. So at the end, if I'm like, you feel like I've been all over the place, you're not imagining that. But I do have notes and I'm going to try to stick to them. Also, I do not love the spotlight. This is still kind of a hard thing for me to show up and do. I love to encourage people, but I still have to push myself to do this kind of thing. And I do it because I know that showing up in my life is what has changed everything in my life. So I'm just going to kind of jump right in so I don't take too long. But looking back, I know that I have always kind of had the heart of a true entrepreneur. Over the past 40 years of my married life, I have started and owned many businesses. Some of them have been big, even did $1 million in sales and sold to like 300 stores and manufactured our own scrapbooking products. And others have just been little things like, you know, I taught myself to sew and sewed little girls' dresses for 12 years when my babies were little. But I've always been doing something. I've always wanted to have that drive to succeed doing something. So my mom says I always walk to the beat of my own drum. And I do feel kind of different than other people, than other women around me. I feel like I think a little bit differently in the way that I talk and act. And you know, at times I would think, man, this almost makes me feel like I'm a little bit flawed in some way. But now I know better. And I know that instead of that word flawed, I've replaced it with unique. And the world needs us to show up authentically as who we were meant to be. So I actually heard about network marketing when I was a teenager. My parents, you guys, had joined and were promoting a nutritional company. I just remember like my dad being so excited about this opportunity that he had found. And he was the first person to talk to me about this thing called residual income. And this was important. And he really tried to like pound this into me. He was like, if you're going to gain financial freedom in your life, you've got to have this residual income coming in. And that means that you'll make money when you're sleeping, when you're eating, when you're on vacation. You'll just have this extra money coming in. So I knew it was important. And then he also talked about this multiple stream of income. And I knew this was also like something really important that was desirable to have if you wanted to become financially free. And so this is what the wealthy people had. They had more than one business. They didn't have all of their eggs in one basket. And so those lessons have stuck with me, which is why I tried a lot of businesses over the years. But I like to say that all the stars aligned when I joined Monat. And what I mean by that is that there's some important things to consider when joining a company. And I just wish I had known them. So these are a few things that I actually would wish that I could tell my younger network marketing self. And the first one is to look at the owners and the culture of the company that you're joining. Does the family have the same unity and values that you have in your own? And for me, the Urdaneta family, like, they are this family. I look up to these guys and I love them so much. I'm so grateful for them and what they have started here. But the second thing that I think is really important to look at is the products themselves. Look at them very carefully. What's in them? Are they quality ingredients? Do they stand up against the competition? Will they be able to compete in a global marketplace? Do you love them? Are you going to use them and be able to confidently share them with other people? For me, that was easy because I was coming off of a hair loss horror story, you guys. Years of chemical sensitivities, then I'd hit menopause years. Throw into that, I'd raised 6 teenagers all at once. I'd had 6 kids in 6.5 years. I had stress in my life. But all of these things had done a number on my hair. So as a result, I wore a wig for 5 years to cover my badly thinning hair. And so once I tried the products and found out that these products actually did what they said and that they were turning my hair around at age 57, like, you could not have taken these away from me. And the other thing that I feel like is important to look at is the compensation plan and how it's set up. They are not created equally. Most of them will tell you that they have the best compensation plan on the market. This decision can make or break you. The last company I was in before I joined Monat, I actually was only with them for 6 months. And the reason that I left was because I found out that the compensation plan was not good. And it wasn't me, it was the gal that was under me because she was so good with numbers. I am not, but she basically came to me one day and said, "We are not going to make money in this company." And I was like, "We're not?" Because we had made bonuses and we had ranked up a bit and we thought we were doing good, but we looked at the whole entire plan and it was not good. So these things matter. So I'm telling you this because I just wish someone had helped me understand how important these things were. I had tried 10 direct selling companies over 20 years, and I had worked hard at all of them. But when I found Monat, I felt like it was coming home for me. I could see that all of these things were in place and that all I needed to do was to get in and work, and I would have success. So just a little bit of our life. When we were 50 years old, we had invested a lot of money in the real estate market. And, then it totally crashed and all these investments kind of went out the window and we weren't starving or anything, but we were basically starting over again at age 50. And this is kind of a tough blow to take. You're getting to the point where you think you should be having your retirement plan in place, getting set up financially, and boom. It's really kind of sad because the only option that was left on the table was both of us would have to keep working forever. And I wanted to help so bad, but I just didn't know what to do. So I was a little tired. I was a little beat up when Monat showed up in my life. I didn't want to start over. I didn't want to do direct sales, and I didn't want to have another failed company on my hands. So luckily, I have a very loving, supportive husband who believed in me. I mean, heck, this is the guy that has told me, "I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to make $1 million one day on one of your crazy ideas." And even though I didn't believe that, when Monat showed up, I said no. I said no for 8 months. And of course, now I'm kicking myself for that unwise decision. But I did. I said no. But my entrepreneur thinking kind of brain kept saying, but what if, and I just could not shake that thought. So I ended up joining because I thought, I don't have a lot to lose here, except maybe a little bit more hair and a couple of $100 that I don't have. And so I jumped in and I started using the products, and I could kind of tell. I mean, I had my head buzzed under that wig, but I could kind of pull it off and I could see little new hair sprouting that, in my temple area that I hadn't seen hair there for years and years. And so I got excited because I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? If this can help me at age 57, like this can help other people too. So that made me brave. And I got onto social media and I posted about this new company that had come into Canada. And the response I got was pretty immediate. There was men and women that wanted to more, they wanted to know more. I was offering samples. They wanted to get the samples. But more than that, I had people right away wanting to join me on this journey. And so, I was excited thinking, well, I'm not the only one looking for, some really good hair products. Like, look at all these people. So right away, I had some family jump in. Thankfully, I love them all so much. They were the first ones in, as usual. But my 3 daughters, of course, they are in the US and they all joined me. And then my sister and my brother here in Canada. And then 11 of my nieces in the US and Canada joined me. And that was enough momentum to quickly start spreading the word and starting us a team. And so then it was seeing the success that they were having. It wasn't just me because I got in first. It was all of us were doing great. And I thought, this just doesn't happen. Like, this is amazing. This is so cool. And so this success, it just kept spurring me on. And I kind of got laser focused and I went to work. And then it's just in me, the drive is in me to, once I get a hold of something, and I get that excitement going, I will give it my all. And so I did. I mean, I would talk to everyone and anyone about Monat. I started booking trade shows, and I would just go to the mall and walk around and talk to sales girls. And I would go to the restaurants and I'd talk to the waitresses, and I had samples in my purse all the time. I mean, I did not know what I was doing, but I was sharing the goods. And this is kind of how I grew my personal business, and this is what I taught my team to do, was to be brave, because the products were, so all we really had to do was share them. We just had to, however that looks for you, we just needed to get the samples into people's hands. In fact, I was just thinking about my last VIP that I got. And I met her at the local fish and chip shop when I was picking up some food for my hubby. And all I did is say, I love your hair. She had silver hair like me. And she said, oh, I love your hair. And we just started chatting. And I told her what I was doing and would she like some samples? Of course, I have some with me wherever I go. So I gave her the little spa pack that I pack around, and she signed up and she loves the products. So that is how I continue to grow, I'm a very person to person. I have to talk to people. I want to know about them as a person, and I want to share how we are feeling. So I guess I'm a touchy-feely kind of person. So this was exciting. I was seeing the success on my team. We started earning some trips and we started traveling together. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. This has never happened. I never won a trip, ever. And I was like, and then it was more than one. And then it was with my daughter and my nieces. And I was like, this is unbelievable. And then I got my Cadillac. I remember getting my Cadillac and I didn't believe it. Like, I didn't buy it for like a year because, I didn't go get it. It was free, but I didn't go get it because I was like, this just doesn't feel real. But then I had other girls coming up underneath me and they earned their Cadillacs as well and started driving them. And beyond that, people were ranking up, and this was getting so exciting. We started having some mentors and directors, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know what is happening here is that lives are changing. So when I started like my my financial goal was very small. I'm a skeptic, like a lot of us are. You don't know what can happen. You want to believe it, but you aren't sure. So you start small. So I said, you know what, just $500 a month to pay a few bills. I'm good with that. And like I said, I had been sick with these chemical sensitivities, severely sick for 25 years. And so another goal I had was I just want to be able to buy organic whole foods that I can like make from scratch, like make all of our own food from scratch. Because I was kind of a health nut too, but I knew that that was important, and I knew that the reason that I was so sick was it was all to do with gut health and diet and that kind of thing. Well, organic food is expensive, really expensive, so that was not on the table. So that was another one that I had written down. And another funny one that I remember is that I just wanted to buy a tube of $20 mascara. And the reason I wanted to buy it was because I was allergic to everything else. And so I just remember that feeling of getting it and then feeling guilty. And it was for something that I actually needed. And I hated that feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like it's so hard to live this way where there's just not money to even get to some of the things that you actually need. So then in my second month in Monat, I surpassed my pro photography wage. And I had been doing photography for 7 years at that time. I was a little stressed because I knew I wasn't actually making money. And I thought, oh my gosh, Tara, have you actually spent the last 7 years building another company that you are not making money at? And I didn't really want to admit it. So I just kept going. And it was hard work physically. It was very demanding, getting out and shooting families. And I mean, I just did whatever work came along. And then I was editing all the time. And I just kind of felt like some of my other companies where I was just kind of drowning in it. And at the end of the month, I was not putting any money back into the bank because I always went at everything so hard that I would just take the money and reinvest it because I wanted to be good at this. And so I wanted better equipment, and I would go to a workshop, and, I tried so hard. But I will tell you that when I joined Monat, I had 5 cents in my personal bank account. 5 cents. I actually have a picture of that. So fast forward 4.5 years later, and our entire lives have changed. We haven't bought things as much as we have paid down a mountain of debt for which we will be forever grateful for. A couple of years ago, we did buy our dream property, and we live here under the Skimmerhorn Mountains in the beautiful town of Canyon, British Columbia. And we are excited because this next year in May will be our last mortgage payment on our dream property. So in 2 years, we've been able to purchase and pay off a property that we've dreamed of owning our entire lives. I hope I won't cry because this is hard to kind of share some of the stuff that's been so life-changing. So then a year and a half ago, in June of 2019, I really wanted to be able to retire my husband early. This guy had worked so hard for us for so many years, and I could see that he was getting older, and I loved him. At the time, he was working in the coal mines of British Columbia. Before that, he'd been a farmer all of his life, and he had retired. But then when we had to start over, he had to come out of that retirement and find a job that he was suited for. And really, that was working big equipment at the coal mines. And it was a hard job. There was long 12-hour shifts. He was gone for half the month. He was working with a pretty rough crowd of 1,500 other guys, and he was not happy. And so fast forward, and we retired him a year and a half ago. He is now home on our 10 acres, puttering around as a hobby farmer now, and he loves it. He is a content and a happy and a changed man. And this is a gift. There's no other way to say it. It is a gift. So I really have to pinch myself when I think about where we were to where we are now. I could only dream about this before, but I wouldn't let myself because it seemed so unattainable at the time. And it's a simple life, I mean, I have chickens. I'm a chicken lady. I'm a cat lady. I have a cat. I wake up and I go outside and I have so much peace just being in the beauty of these mountains and the quiet that surrounds us. I have started gardening. I love to garden. I had no idea I had a passion for this because I never had time to pursue something like this. And more than anything, I love my big family so much. Oh gosh. I love my 6 kids and their spouses. We're really close family, and I love my 16 grandkids. They're adorable, of course. And I love to have them come visit us here on this beautiful, peaceful property. I feel like it is a safe haven from the world. This is my why, and this is what I have worked so hard for. I really wish that I could share all the inspirational stories on my team, but they make me cry too. And they also make me so grateful. And I'm so grateful because I said yes one more time to something that at my core, I have believed in all my life since I was a teenager. I saw a post by Ann Fisher the other day, and it struck me for some reason. She's a top earner in life. Most of you know that, but maybe for the guests, they don't. But this is what she said. It is impossible, said pride. It's risky, said experience. What if I fail, asked fear. It's pointless, said reason. Give it a try, whispered my heart. So if I had listened to any of those voices in my head, where would I be today? There was no money. There was no retirement. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. We were going around and around without getting anywhere. And then we were waking up the next day and doing it all over again. So I'm kind of here to tell you that there is hope. There is another way, a better way. It's called the Monat effect, and it is real. So just open your heart and your mind and know that you are only ever one decision away from completely changing your life. You can rewrite the ending of your story. And I know this because it happened to me. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Okay, so I'm having a hard time not crying. Oh my gosh, that was amazing, Tara. Thank you so much for sharing and for being so vulnerable and telling us the hard parts along with the good parts. And I'm really grateful for you. I'm really grateful that we connected and that you came on. And I have a very specific question. I'm gonna, just before I say that, oh my, I am crying. Like,
Oh my gosh.
well, because I can relate so much. Before I ask you the question, can I just ask guests, if you're a guest, a lot of people had trouble getting on, so I know you popped on late. So if you are a guest, not a market partner, but a guest of a market partner, please put your first and last name in the chat so we can get you in for the draw. My question for you, and we talked about this, but I really would love for you to say specifically to women who are in the older age group like me, because I have so many friends who would love everything about this, the community, the opportunity, the chance to take control over their financial future. I have so many people, but they're so afraid. And I know that feeling because I know what it feels like to be, I was turning 50 and felt like how could I possibly start something like this? What do you have to tell them? Tell them something encouraging.
Well, first of all, I really believe that you have to be vulnerable about your age and that you are starting older and that it's going to come with its own set of challenges as far as, we weren't raised in the techie age. And so things that come easy to the younger gals on our team, we're going to have to fight hard to learn those things. And I think we have to also know that it's going to be hard work. Like, we're not going to just get into this and start a new business at an older age and just have incredible success. Like, we are going to have to want it and go after it. And yes, I can tell you some of my friends that are so unhappy and don't have money and so they have financial problems and marital problems, and it's just really discouraging. And I'm like, oh my gosh, come have fun with us. Like, we are having the time of our lives. They call me Mama Merrill on my team. I'm fine with that. Like, I am having the time of my life. And I just think, where would I have been without this? Like, this has changed my whole life and opened up a whole new world. And so I basically try and have the hard conversations, but it has to come down to that desire to succeed. Like, you have to want this, because it's not a walk in the park, and you are going to have to start a business, and you're going to have to work it like a business, and you're going to have to be prepared to learn the business skills that go along with that. But if you do it, amazing things will happen. Amazing.
I think that the whole idea of having to learn something new shouldn't be as intimidating as people make it out to be, because I just saw Becky said, we women over 50 have life experience to do this business. Women in this age group, we have done a lot. We've come through a lot. We've endured a lot. And that makes us really suited for something like this, because we can learn. So
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, we can learn from the younger girls on our teams, but they can learn from us as well. Yeah. And that's what I find is sometimes I can see that it's my life experience that comes into play. And even things like knowing when to push and when to pull back and how to read people and those kind of things, right?
Yeah. Okay, I thank you very, very much. I'm going to ask Aaron if he has anything that he wants to add, because I know he was really excited to hear your story.
Hey, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. So I never heard from you before, and your story was very touching, and it really resonates with so many guys. While there's been a lot of conversation about people who are older, and sometimes you don't see that it's really a business for everybody. But I'm going to tell you, no matter what your age, every single person, and I know you went through this, you can change where your life is headed. This business gives you the opportunity, and I'd be curious, but I know the answer to this. As an individual, this company, the culture, the business, the way we work together changes your soul. You learn more than you ever would have expected, but you love what you're learning, and you get so passionate about it, and you're able to reach out and meet so many amazing people, and they do the same. And so your story is very inspiring. Your hair is amazing. And I'm so happy that for your husband, because it sounds like it was a very good job to retire him from. Yes, so anybody on this call, we're just giving you another great example of somebody who said, I want to change where my life is headed. And this company, the comp plan, the products, it all has the synergy and the capability to do that for you. And it's hard work, but there's so many people here on the call that are going to help you figure it out. And the systems are all in place. When we started, we didn't have a website. The products didn't exist yet. This is back in the day. We had 9 total products when it finally did, but you had to work it, and you reach out to people, and you make great friendships, and you make people have great hair, great skin, wellness all over the world someday, even in Canada.
Yes, hopefully.
Right? I know you guys are all excited for that. So that's all I wanted to say, Patty. And I really loved your story. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I was just reading the comments, Aaron, and if you check the comments out, Sky said hi. So okay, we're going to go ahead and do the draw. We are drawing for a Makeup Vanishing Balm and a C Radiance Illuminating Serum tonight. So can you guys please make sure, if you're a guest, that if you have not put your name in the chat already, please do that now. And Robin is going to come on and do the draw for us.
I am here. I'm just going to wait a couple seconds to see if any more names come up.
Okay, I think I didn't see a lot of people popping in after I said the last time, so we're probably okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I have the names in a wheel.
One more message here. Hold on.
Oh, it
Yep,
just says
okay,
great
yeah,
job.
yeah.
I'm going to shuffle a couple of times and press the button.
So this is for the Makeup Vanishing Mom. Mary.
Mary Dean.
Congratulations, Mary. And now we'll draw for the C
Let's see
Radiance.
Radiance.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times and press the button. Tracy Perks Whitson.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you guys. I want to just wrap this up by saying thank you to everybody. So thank you for coming and spending some time with us tonight. Especially thank you to Tara. We so appreciate your heart that you shared with us tonight. And this video will be available if you guys want to share it with people. It'll be on Erin's YouTube channel, so make sure that you check it out there. And the other thing is, for the winners, just let your market partner know who you are so we can get their addresses. And we will talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Thanks, Tara. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks,
Thank
Robin.
you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.